mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say.
The WWE pay-per-view that was tonight. Let's go over my review of this great and wondrous event. Yes, we started the night out with Vince McMahon coming out, saying that that they were going to now John Cena was stripped of the title, and so they gave the title. They were going to give the title to Orton, and this was one of the best parts about this little interview segment was basically the fans started chanting Y2J, and first he says he's not going to give us that, and then he yells at the crowd to shut up when they start chanting it again. It's pretty good. It was funny. It wasn't wonderful and exciting, but it definitely was kind of a nice moment of the pay-per-view, and definitely shows that Jericho is going to be mad over when he comes in. And if the WWE can capitalize on it, it'll be a good thing for them. That definitely should have shown them that that's probably the most over I've seen a guy in a long, long time. This all led to Triple H coming out, and we had a match between Triple H and Orton, which was okay. It wasn't great. It was just kind of there, your basic just kind of match. And Triple H won. And everyone went, oh god, which I did too. I was like, oh god, this sucks, and it did suck. It sucked very hard, but the match was okay. I'd give it 2.5 stars. It wasn't anything to write home about. I guess it was a good opener. It was an interesting way to open the opener, to have the WWE title as the title, but anyways, as the opener. But anyways, then we went on to the next match. They took out the tag match with the Hardys and with Hardy and MVP versus Taker and Kane. They're going to put that on SmackDown for some reason, and they decided to put this match on here, which was Jeff Hardy, Paul London, and Brian Kendrick versus Lance K, Trevor Murdoch, and Ken Kennedy. That sounds like a very good match when you give it more than 10 minutes. They only gave this match a little bit over 8 minutes. For that, it was okay. It was about a 2-star match. It was something you would expect to see on Raw. If they would have given this 15-20 minutes, wow, this would have been really good. I think we all know that. Basically, this was just a basic Raw match, to be completely honest. I was kind of disappointed in that. Then we go on to the ECW title match, CM Punk versus Big Daddy V. I really thought Big Daddy V would go over here. But no, they basically had a 2-minute match where, for whatever reason, Stryker comes in and nails Punk, and we have a DQ finish for whatever reason. I don't know. This made no sense. Why does Big Daddy V need a DQ finish? Why? It makes no sense. Just go ahead and take the title off of Punk. Punk doesn't really need the title to be, I don't think. I think him with the title doesn't work as well if you have future plans for him. But this was crap, to be completely honest. And was probably I would say would be the worst thing of the night, except they took out the tag match I mentioned earlier. They added the 6-man, didn't give it enough time, and then gave us a pizza eating contest with Hardy and MVP. And while this was funny in parts, the problem is this should have been on SmackDown and not on a pay-per-view for $40. Give me a fucking break, please. This was just, stuff like this just irritates me. Thank you much. Yay. Then we go to Triple H versus Umaga, which they still had this match, and again, this was kind of a Raw match, but I really liked this match. I thought this was really good because I did think that Triple H did do a okay job, at least okay, of putting over the fact that Umaga was a monster, because he just basically won by a fluke, by just kind of wasn't Triple H dominating. If anything, Umaga dominated a lot of this match. So I actually liked this better than I think a lot of people did. I'd give this 2.25 stars. This was fine with me. I didn't really mind it, other than the fact that Triple H went over another guy, but that's okay. Then we had Finley versus Rey Mysterio. This was going along wonderful. There was some nice bumps. There was some nice action going on. I was liking this. They were doing a really good job. And then Finley takes a bump that's not even the worst type of bump I've ever seen Finley, or I think anyone's ever seen Finley take. And they put up the stupid X sign, and the people came out, and everyone was like, oh, he's hurt, he's hurt, he's hurt. And then it comes out, no, he was faking it. But they didn't continue the match. What they should have done is they should have continued the match. But again, this was something that should have been on SmackDown. God. At this point of this pay-per-view, I was like, we're in freaking hard justice territory, boys and girls. Oh, this was just, this is unlike SummerSlam and Unforgiven, which had some, even though the matches weren't all that great, there was some enjoyable stuff on there. Nothing on here was really enjoyable because of the finishes. I mean, the Triple H match was, and Umaga match was okay, and so was the opener was okay, but everything else was just like, oh god, this is just, oh. And then we got Candice Michelle versus Beth Phoenix. I liked this, even though it was less than 5 minutes. I really liked this. I thought this was really good, and I didn't even realize it was less than 5 minutes. I thought this was as good for the short amount of time it had than as Mickie James versus Melina from Backlash. I really like this. I'd definitely give this 2.5 stars, which for a Divas match is pretty impressive in my opinion. But it was a legitimately good match. Beth Phoenix went over, which I liked, of course, and then she went out and cut a pretty good promo about the fact that, you know, she was going to usher in the new era of the Glamazon, or the Diva, I guess, which I like as well, so that was okay. Then we had Batista versus the Great Khali. This was in the Punjabi Prison match, which I don't like this match. I've never liked this match, and blah. This was okay, in my opinion. I think this is the type of match that they should put Great Khali in, because it really kind of overshadows a lot of his flaws. He did show some, you know, some things, but this was just okay. This was definitely just a 2-star match in my opinion. Nothing wonderful, nothing just, you know, nothing horrible, but nothing wonderful either. It was just kind of there. You know, but which I guess is what you kind of expect from these two. And then we had the last match of the night, which wound up being Triple H versus Randy Orton in a rematch as the main event, which was fine with me. This was a great match. Even though Randy Orton went over, Randy Orton won. I don't like Randy Orton, but at this point in time, I think the WWE doesn't have enough guys. And this was actually a pretty good little match. I like this. I like this a lot. I didn't like this quite as much due to the fact that of the booking that went on all night, and this was Triple H's third match. This was Randy Orton's second match, and this was Triple H's third match. I didn't like this quite as much as I liked the Last Man Standing match at the Royal Rumble versus Cena and Umaga, but this was still very good, and this was definitely a solid 4-star match in my opinion. Blood, lots of nice counts, lots of stuff, lots of, you know, Randy Orton pretty much did he did one RKO on the table, which won, and then he did another RKO on an unfolded chair, which I thought was going to get him the win. This was really, really good stuff. You know, just a really good match in my opinion, and I'm glad that I got to see it. Overall, I would give this match, or I would give the pay-per-view, this was not good. But I would probably give this a 6, I'll say, because it did have one great match on it. There was only 2 things that I would say were just horrible. Everything else was okay, but we didn't have anything that was really a 3-star. We had a lot of okay, and then we had a great match, which the great match kind of saved it from being horrible. But yeah, I'd probably go a 6, maybe, yeah, I'd go 6. I'll go a solid 6 with that. Anyways, that's all for this one. The WWE did deliver in the main event, which was nice to see. But overall, I hope they never do this again. This really did remind me, booking-wise, this reminded me a lot of a TNA pay-per-view. And, yeah, not good. Not good, boys and girls. But, yeah. Wasn't as bad as Hard Justice, thanks to the main event. But, still wasn't very good. I hope this is not indicative of what we're going to keep seeing from the WWE, because this was not good. But like I said, solid 6. Anyways, I'm out.
That's right.